is entitled Automating with Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Events. My name is Dilliraj Maharjan, and let's begin with my short introduction. I have started my IT career in 2002. Since 2006, I have been working as an Oracle database administrator. These are few my Oracle certifications. And in mid of 2020, I have been rewarded with the Oracle Ace Associates. I have done Oracle Cloud Architect Associates and Oracle Cloud Architect Professional. And in addition to that, I have also completed Oracle Cloud Developer Certified Associates. Right now, I am working as an Oracle database consultant in the Pythian Group since April 2018. And here is my social media link. You can reach to me in LinkedIn, and this is my Twitter handle. And I used to blog on dillydba.blogspot.com, where I used to blog in Linux, about Linux, Oracle, and MySQL. And I used to blog about the Oracle Cloud infrastructure stuff I used to post them in oraclecloudadmin.com, www.oraclecloudadmin.com. Okay, let's begin with the OCI event introduction. In general meaning, the term event is a things that happen. So whenever something happens, it is termed as a event. And if you search on the dictionary, you will get the event mean a things happen or take place. So in case of the OCI OCI, the OCI event service is a fully managed event routing platform. So basically, Oracle event work on basis of the event that has happened to the OCI services. OCI event is used for simplifying the creation of the event-driven cloud-native application and serverless workflows. So on basis of the event that has happened, we can execute serverless functions and other things. It provides platform where customer can subscribe to the state change of OCI resources. So we can subscribe for the some state change of the OCI resources. So whenever there is state change, lifecycle state change in the OCI resources, we can subscribe for the notification. That means that if the let's say if the cloud instance is stopped or terminated, we can get notified by the subscription using OCI events. Basically, OCI events is used to track resource change, and it is based on cloud native compute foundation cloud events standard. So it is the standard on which the OCI events is based on. OCI events can be used to automatically react to event. Let's say if one of my compute instance crashed, then I can write a function that will that get executed as a part of the auto healing or something else. So we can automatically react on basis of the events in a real time by executing some serverless functions or triggering notifications to the subscribers or write to the stream for the later analysis. Okay, let's see some OCI event concepts. So how it works. Basically, almost all OCI services emits event. There are background events that is being happening all the times. And on basis of the events, let me check the chat. Okay. On basis of the event, we have a OCI events with the rules, and on basis of the event, we will filter the events whichever we require. And once the rule get matched, an action will be triggered. The action is a user-defined action that could be a notification service or streaming or function or combination of them. Okay, let's see in the pictorial format. So in the left hand side, we have a OCI OCI event source. So for example, OCI event CRUD, CRUD. So CRUD means create, read, update, delete. So whenever some OCI resource is created or read or updated or deleted, we can emit event, and on basis of event, we can do some action for it. And the next source could be the lifecycle change. Let's say if my compute instance is stopped, it will emit an event, and on basis of that, I can do some action over there. And it could be the system event, some of the system notifications, some of the system errors that could be trapped and used for the OCI events. And in the middle, we have a OCI event service, and it contains a customer defined rules. So there are a lot of events that is happening in a OCI, and among them we are interested with a certain type of the events that has happened. So we will define our rules over there to filter out the OCI events that has happened. And once the rule get matched, it will execute. Either it could invoke a serverless function or trigger some notifications or write to streams. And these are called as actions. Let's see some key features. So the OCI events can be easily integrated with the OCI functions, OCI stream service, and a OCI notification service. And the second key features is it supports all type of API call events from all OCI resources. So it can be called from any API events. And OCI events can be easily integrated with the IAM. We should have to define the IAM policies, statements to allow OCI service to do specific action, and we can allow specific and whatever the service that is required using the IAM policies. The next key features is the logging and monitoring can be done. So whenever there is some error in our OCI events on function, we can enable a logging to see what the error actually is, and we can trace and troubleshoot the issue with the logging features. And we have a metric monitoring feature where we can see how many times the event rule get matched, how many times the event is delivered, and all these things can be monitored by monitoring metrics. And the next key feature is that the OCI events is easily accessible through REST API. You can use a REST API to access it, OCI console, SDKs, CLI, and Terraform. Okay, here are some use cases and the examples. There are a huge array of use cases and the examples. Among them, I have listed some. So the first use case could be to create an automation based on the life cycle state change of the resources. Let's say we have a compute instance. If it gets stopped, then we can execute some of the function that can be auto healing to the crash server. So that can be used with the OCI events. The next use case is used for the loose coupling in the distributed environment to work independently. Basically, loose coupling means that there are a lot of components in the distributed environment, right? So uh, there is a huge chances that the one component have a very least to no idea about the next component it is dealing with. So in distributed environment, we can use OCI events to make those components work together for the distributed environment, and we can control it over from the OCI events. The next use case is it can be used throughout the tenancy. So you can use it within the compartment in the tenancy, and it can be controlled from anywhere else. The fourth use case is a development team in your company can create auto response like executing function for auto healing. So whenever there is some incident or some event that happens, then we can execute function as a auto healing. Next use case is it can be used with the serverless architecture. And trust me that for the demo purpose, I have executed a lot of events and all this stuff, and I have not even spent a $1 yet. So it's quite cheap to use serverless architecture rather than the server architecture. And there are huge array of examples. Among them, first one is the send notification about a backup status. Let's say I have an Oracle database in a OCI, and I need to know about the backup status, when the backup has begun, when the backup has complete, is backup successful or not. If there is any error, I need to be notified immediately. Then we can use a OCI events to handle it. The next example is whenever an object is uploaded to OCI bucket, we can create a thumbnail for the image files. If someone uploads an image file, then we can check the image file and create a thumbnail for it. Or if someone uploads a dump files, we can import it to autonomous database data warehouse ADW. And next we can, when someone uploads a CSV file, we can load data from CSV file to ADW. So these are the few use cases, but there are a huge array of use cases and the examples in the net. Okay, these are the list of OCI services that produce events. So there are huge list. I'm not going to go through each of them. Among them, I have only worked with the 3 services, OCI services that produce events. That is compute instance and database. I have worked with the compute, database, and OCI storage. And rest I haven't worked yet. So these are the list of the OCI services that produce events. So you can explore them. Okay, let's see. I think the refreshing is happening a little bit slow. Okay, let's see. Romin, you can see the service triggering event page, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Service triggering event and access.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, let's see in a pictorial format about the services triggering events and action. So in the left hand side, I have a event sources. So I have listed compute service and database service, network service, and storage service. And I have put all of the rest in the others. So these are the event source. This service will generate a event, it emits a event. And on basis of the event that is generated, we have a OCI event service, which has a rule to filter out the interested events. So we have a rule in the middle, and on basis of the rule, we have a notification service or streaming or function as an action. Okay, we need some IAM policies statement to be defined to make OCI events works. So the first is allow service events to use ONS topics, Oracle Notification Service topic in tenancy. So basically it allows my service. Basically we can define IAM policy at a service level or using the dynamic groups. So we can use a dynamic groups to make this policies work. So I have chosen to use with the services in the services level. So in my first statement, I have allowed the service cloud events to use ONS topic in tenancy. The second policy statement allows to use function family. Basically, function family, use function family means it allows cloud event service to execute functions in a tenancy. And the third IAM policy statement is to allow to read stream in a tenancy. So it basically it allows cloud events service to read in a tenancy. And the fourth is to use stream push in a tenancy. So basically these two policy statement is for the streaming one, this one is for the function one, and this one is for the Oracle notification service. And the fifth statement is to allow cloud events to read object family in a tendency. So basically it allows me to read object from a object bucket. And the final statement which I have used is to allow FAAS, function as a service to manage object family in a tendency. So I have specified manage because I need to create file and create object bucket over in the object storage. So I have provided manage privilege to the function as a service. Okay, let's jump to the logging and the monitoring metrics. So whenever we have some trouble in executing the OCI events, whenever the OCI events is not working as we have expected, we need to enable the logging and check the logs. So we can easily enable log for the OCI events on basis of the events rule execution, and we can enable logging for the function on basis of the function invoke. So once we click on the log file, we can see the detailed logs, and we have an option to drill down more in a JSON format also. And we can use a matrix to monitor the performance of the rules and a function. Let's see. So this is the rule. This is the log. This is how the log looks like. So in this log, the log from the event rule execution, we can see that rule has matched and event delivered to function as a service successfully. So we can see, and whenever we click the drop down arrow, we will get something like this, something in a JSON format that contains the source, destination, compartment IDs, and other details. Let's see the logging and metrics for the OCI events, how it can be enabled. And in the rule page, we have a option to enable log. We have a log in the resource section. In the resource section, we have logs. Once you click on log, you will get this log page for the event rules. And if it is not enabled, if the log is not enabled, we can toggle the switch to enable it. And once you enable it, it will start collecting the log information of the OCI event rules. And whenever we click on this log file name, it will list down all the logs as we have seen in the previous slide. And if we click on the metrics in the resource section, we will get the metrics page, and we can see the metric value in a graphical format. So if you check this metric page, you can see that event delivered one time and event match one time. And if there is any delivery failure, it will be listed out on this graph. So we have an option to view the graph from last 24 hours, only the last 5 minutes. There are variety of a time frame, and even a custom time frame we can define to view the log and metrics. So these are the log and metrics value for the OCI events. Let's see logging and metrics value for the OCI function. So if we have to check the logging value of the OCI function and metric, then we need to go for the function page. And once we are in the Oracle OCI function page, we have a logs in the resource section. While clicking the log, we will get the log page. And as in the case of the OCI event log page, we can, if the log for the OCI function is not enabled, we can toggle the switch to enable it. Once it is enabled, it start collecting the information. And once you click on the log file, it will list out all the logs. Similarly, we have a metrics link over here, and whenever you click on metric, it will display the metric page, and it will display in a graph format that how many times the function has been invoked, how many times the function, how long the function uh, execution took place. So it's displaying the function duration, and if there is any error, it will display, it will plot over here, and if there is any throttles, it will be plot over here. So this way we can see the performance of the function that is being executed. Okay, let's jump to demo one. So my first demo is to notify state change of compute instance. So basically I have a compute instance in my OCI, and whenever the state of the compute instance change, I have set up a notification topic and subscribe my email ID over there, and I get notified in an email about the state change. Let's see the demo. So for the first demo, let's log in once again. I have been using it for last 7 days, and it is still 600 US, 600 Singapore dollar. So I haven't spent even a single dollar. Okay, for the first demo, I have created a Oracle notification service topic. So let's see the topic: application integration and notifications. So this is my topic. So topic with the name notify sysadmin, and description is notify system admin about the compute resource state change. Let's click on it. So basically topic contains only the topic name and the description only. So within a topic, I have created one subscription with the protocol email. So basically, if you use this topic, then it will send an email to my email, sorry, to my email address using protocol email. Okay, let's jump to the OCI event. So I have created one event with the name rule underscore instance underscore state change. So inside the rule, let's see what I have defined. So inside the rule condition, I have defined the condition is the event type, and the service name is compute, and the event type is instance action begins. So whenever any action begins, I will get notified. So starting the compute instance is action, stopping the compute instance is action, terminating, creating, everything is action. So in case of any action that begins, I will get notified. So this, first of all, the rule get matched, and on basis of this rule, we have a action defined. So the action is notification. So in compartment, I have set it everything in the root compartment right now. So the topic is notify sysadmin. Okay, let's check. So right now I have one compute instance with the name fn-client, and right now it is stopped. So let's start it. And within a minute, I will be notified. Romin, can you confirm that the fonts are visible, fonts are bigger enough to be
That is
audible?
it is small,
Yes,
so
Uh-huh.
you can increase your browser fonts.
Okay,
Can you zoom
I'll
zoom in?
increase it. Let's drag it little bit upward.
And your web page also smaller. Can expand
Okay.
expand this web browser.
Okay, I have increased it slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah, here it is. So I get a notification from Oracle Cloud OCI about my compute instance change. Let's make it bigger. So if you read the notification, it is in the JSON format and the name of the resource is FN client and instance action type is start. So this means that this FN client has been started. Let's stop it. So this way we can set up a notification service for the compute instance state change. Okay, I got another notification about my compute instance being stopped. So if you check, the name of the resource is FN client and instance action type is soft stop. Okay, let's close it. Let's back to slide again. Except email, we have other notification service and service subscription that can be used. So we can send email using a notification, or we can even execute a serverless function, or we can even call a HTTP endpoints, or even we can call a pager duty. We can notify to a pager duty, and even we can send message to a Slack. So these are the 5 protocols that can be used with a subscription. Okay, let's jump to demo 2. So where I have convert text file to PDF. So whenever any text file get upload in a bucket, I have set rules in the OCI events which will trigger a function, and it will read the content of the text file and convert it into PDF file and upload it to next bucket. So basically in my case, in my demo, I have created 2 buckets, one with the name in bucket where I used to upload the text file over there, and an out bucket where I get a PDF format being converted by the serverless OCI function. Let's jump to demo again. So for my second demo, I have created 2 buckets. In bucket where I upload text files, and out bucket where my function, my serverless function uploads a PDF file, converted PDF file over there. Let's make it empty. Okay. After this bucket, I have created a function, serverless function, that converts text file to PDF. Basically, to be honest, I am not a developer, so I have not created the function by myself. I haven't written the function by myself. I'm not so much expert on it. Basically, I have downloaded the source code from one of the location and I have deployed it. So if you want to visit the author's GitHub URL, then let me share developer service. Okay. So this is the GitHub URL where I have downloaded the source from. So if you want, then it contains a README file on how to set up this function. And this README file contains a very list information so that I have posted a blog post where if you are interested to create a demo in your own environment, then you can follow my blog post for creating the function and deploying it and creating the demo environment. So for that, you need to install FN project CLI first. So you can install it on your computer or on cloud OCI compute instance also. You can deploy it in the OCI instance also. I have choose free tier OCI instance to deploy the FN client, FN project CLI. So here are the steps you can. These are the step-by-step guide you can follow to configure the project FN project CLI client. So once you install FN project CLI, you have to configure and you have to deploy. Basically, you have to deploy the event-driven function from converting text file to upload. So my next post contains detailed information on deploying the function to convert text file to PDF. So here is a step-by-step guide you can follow. And if you need to follow the original means author's page, then you can go to the GitHub location. And I have posted the okay. So here is the step-by-step guide for the demo one. If you want to set up a first demo in your environment, then you can follow this step-by-step blog post. Okay, let's see the function. So in case of function, I have a application with the name app-text to PDF. So inside that application, I have created one function. Basically, I have deployed, not created, deployed the function. The name of the function is convert to PDF. This is the image location, and this is the image digest invoke URL. Invoke endpoint. And after I deployed the function, I have created OCI event for it. So the name of the OCI event is rule text to PDF. So let's see what are the rule condition and action over there. So the rule condition is in the event type, and the service name I have defined is object storage, and the event type is object create. So basically, whenever any object get created in a object storage bucket, then the rule get matched. And I have added a second rule also that will check the attribute. The attribute is a bucket name. So basically, I am checking the bucket name, and the bucket name should be in bucket. So basically, my rule says that whenever there is any object being uploaded to in bucket, this rule get matched. And once the rule get matched, it will trigger an action. The action is function that is in compartment delete 365 IT, that is a root compartment, and the function application is app-text to PDF, and the function that is being executed is convert to PDF. Okay, let's create one text file. So let's choose name of the file. This is the name of the file. This as the name of the file. Get desktop.txt. Oops. Let's paste the content from this also. Okay, here is my text file. Okay, let's upload this text file to bucket. Right now, my in bucket is empty, and I would like to show you the out bucket also. And this is also empty. Let's upload to in bucket. It is in desktop, and the file name is e726 something something. Okay, my file text file is uploaded. Let's wait few seconds. Let's jump to out bucket and keep watching for the file to arrive. It is not over there. Okay, here it is. So here is a PDF file. So let's download it and check. Yep, this is the content in the text file that has been converted to PDF. Okay, this way we can execute, basically invoke the function, serverless function, on basis of the event that is in image.
Hello.
Okay, let's back to slide. I have one more slide. Let's complete it. So this is the second demo we have just seen, and this way we can automatically invoke any function, serverless function, on basis of the event that has been embedded. Okay, this is the working project, my dream project I am working right now, and once it get complete, I will definitely upload in my blog post, and in addition to that, I will definitely like to present in the community. So the project I am working now is very much similar to the demo second, but I have added Terraform in the middle of it. So what I am doing right now is I'm working on right now is that I have a bucket where I upload a CSV file, and once the file get uploaded, OCI events rule get matched, and it will invoke a function. So basically, while invoking a function, it will call a Terraform to deploy, to provision a ADW database, whatever the size of the database and whatever the number of database I require, it will deploy over there, and it will import the CSV raw data from the CSV file, and it will download the all the business logics that I had been written, and it will process the raw data, CSV data, and it will generate some outputs processed outputs, and this process output will be converted to some reports using a Oracle functions. And once the report is generated, it will upload to bucket, and it will notify Terraform to destroy the ADW database. So basically what I'm trying to do is, once the file get uploaded to bucket, everything will be automated, from creating ADW database to loading data, loading my business logics and processing. And once the process is done, it will generate a reporting, and everything will be automated. So let's say my customer uploads a file, CSV file in the evening, everything goes automated, and in the morning when the customer wakes up, he will get a report, and nobody at the back end have to keep monitoring and watchdog all these events, all these functions. So everything will be automated. So right now I'm working on it, and this time I am learning Oracle functions also. So I am trying to write some of the codes. If possible, I will write it by myself. Otherwise, I will get help from the developer, and I will do that. So this is the project right now I am working on. And one thing I would like to show on the events and function is the log feature. So let's see how we can view the log. So it's a bucket log. Okay, let's switch to, let's see first function log, invoke log. So if you open the function page, then it will show the application. It will land to the application page, and once you click on the function name, you will get a resource panel. Over there, resource panel contains a log. Click on log, and look, I have enabled the logging features. So once you click on the log file name, so let's explore for past 15 minutes. You have option to choose past 5 minutes, 15 minutes, past hour, 3 hours, entire today, and even you can customize it. So let's choose the 15 minutes. Okay, here is the output of the log. So if you check it from downward, these are the process that has happened. Let's make it a little bit smaller so that I can read the entire text. Zoom out. Okay, here it is. So the storage namespace is this, and region this. Output bucket name, output bucket. This is the file name that is being PDF file returned to temp, then returned to storage bucket and deleted from the temp. So these are the process, these are the log files. And if you have any trouble, any problem with the function, then you can view the log information and troubleshoot it. And we have a metrics also. You can check how many times the function has executed and what is the duration of function. Oops, it's a log metric. So let's click on the metric, functions metric. Then you will notice that there is a dot representing the function has been executed, invoked once. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in one more time. Okay, you can see that the function has been executed, invoked one time, and the function duration is it's a 945 millisecond. So it's pretty quick, and there is no error at all, and there is no function throttle. So in the same way, we can check the log and metric for the OCI events. So let's choose the rule. So let's jump to log first. So the log is enabled. By default, it is disabled. So if you need the log, you have to specifically toggle the switch to enable it. So let's click the name of the file. Let's select the past 15 minutes. Okay, there it is. So you can notice that. Let's zoom out a little bit. Yep, the rule has matched this. This is the UTC time and the event delivered to function as a service successfully. And if you needed more details, more details about the log, then you can click on the down arrow. Then you will get all these details in a JSON format. And we can check the metric value. Oops, it's a metric of the log again. So yeah, so this is the one time the event has been delivered and there is no failures. So there is nothing at the nothing in this graph and event matched. There is a one time the event get matched. So we have a graph over there, but nothing in the event delivery failures. So here it is. Okay, let's back to slide again. So is it visible now? Okay, let's jump to Q&A. If you have any questions, then you can paste it in the chat section. Let me check for any questions. Please increase your font, setting mask sound, setting logout. Romin, my audio is audible during the session, right?
Yeah. Your sound is
Okay.
good.
Okay, thank you, Romin. Okay, if
Good
anyone have
session.
any questions, then I would like to see it in the chat section, or if you want to speak, then you can unmute yourself and speak also.
I think there is no more questions. So can we
Okay.
hand over to Karan?
Okay, we will have, we are just 10:52 now, so we can get around 5 to 10 minutes break, means 8 minutes of 8-minute break, and after that we will join. Okay, thank you so much
Okay.
for attending this session. I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope you
Yeah.
get more interested about the Oracle function and all this stuff. And I hope that I was able to explain this. Thank you so much.